Today on review we are looking at Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for the Xbox 360, also available on the PlayStation 3 and PC. The story of Brotherhood continues right after the events of Assassin's Creed 2 and picks up literally right then and there, and you can continue the story of Ezio Auditore as you're on the hunt for the apple, and in return a little bit of a revenge story and a snippet of trying to rebuild the Brotherhood of Assassins to fight the Templar to get the apple back. And the story mainly takes place in Rome. It is outside of the opening segment. It is totally in Rome. And in return, you will get the full side of Rome rebuilt in actual 3D. And everything from Assassin's Creed 2 have moved over here, of course, with dungeons, the federal, buying territory, building up to snuff. The only dissonance here, as far as that is concerned, is now instead of only rebuilding your home like Assassin's Creed 2, now you get to rebuild everything of Rome. So all the shops are up for you to buy. The only issue here is now certain tower, which you can do the synchronization at, will have a captain over control who is taking control of the area, and the only way you can buy stuff from that area is, of course, to assassinate that person and to burn the tower down to the ground, which will give you the ability to buy the stuff and bring up your influence. And in return, you will find other civilians who are being attacked for one reason or another, and you can rescue them and recruit them into your Brotherhood. With that, introduce the minigame of Brotherhood, which is leveling your assassin and sending them out on missions, which in return can return with them gaining experience and gaining you money. And with the experience you gain, you can upgrade them in armor and weapon to a mat level of level 10. And you can grow a little bit of attached here, and your assassin can die on certain missions, so watch out for that if you're sending them out. In the actual game for using them is, of course, you can call on them at any time by pushing the left bumper, and you can use them as a distraction or help you kill certain targets and so on. It actually adds a little more freedom and power you gain in this, since you're no longer doing everything yourself. But on the story of Desmond, it of course not a lot here is new. You of course gonna be playing having a little bit more in the beginning and a lot more at the end. But in the meantime, you can leave the anime at any time, but it really nothing to do outside of a little chit-chat with your little Scooby-Doo group. It added a little bit of backstory and a little more character involving, since we all know that what they built up to in a completely Desmond game, which is nice to see. It's just too bad it wasn't a little more youthful in the overall scheme of thing of gameplay, but Desmond storyline, it put a little more forward at time. But the main problem that Assassin's Creed Brotherhood have is, of course, story is a little generic at most parts. It easily can get confused with all the random villains that it introduced at any given time. It just feels crowded at most. And an ending segment of Ezio doesn't exactly make much sense in the overall scheme of things. But the gameplay itself is still the same old climb, assassinate, hunt down hidden federals, treasure, flags, and so on, and finding dungeon. With dungeon, of course, will unlock a special armor set if you're able to complete all the dungeons. But the actual missions that you sent on in the actual story is mainly made up of the same old handful, which is assassinate, trail a person, and so on, and escorting. It just overall, by the time you finish it 20 plus hour adventure, you will be wishing for a little more stuff to do in the actual storyline quests. But on the gameplay upside, outside of the assassin and the ability to buy the town, you of course now can ride horses into town and actually use them in combat. And you can find certain bases that will be for sale, which you can travel through and teleport around the city, and a faster way to get around outside of running so dramatically fast. And on the other side of that, you can of course buy houses, which you can put either thief, warriors, hordes, and you can pretty much have them in certain parts of town that actually help you in the mission. And also the other issue with some of the missions is it seemed a little bit more trial and error with the game it not really had in the past. It's just certain missions seem to be pushing you down a one certain way to do it. Mainly the mission that make it where you cannot be seen or cannot kill anyone, and it's just a little bit irritating over time of repeating the same missions over and over again. But overall, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is a fun game. It's not the best in the series, and that's why I have to give it a 3 out of 5.